how to make money with social media, you are in for a treat today because King Ashley Ann is here with us today to talk about how you can make money, believe it or not, with social media with 1,000 followers or less. This is exciting, Ashley. So great to have you here on Cash In on Camera. So much to explore, so much to dive into. I think a lot of people are looking for alternatives, right? They're stuck in the
Mhm.
grind, the 9 to 5. They want to have an online business. They also want to use the awesome distribution channels of social media to be able to grow that business. What is the biggest problem or mistake that you see people making when they try to monetize social media?
The biggest mistake I see people trying to make is that they are turning into walking, talking advertisements and not understanding the component of social media is you need to socialize. So people, they like to be informed, they like to be to laugh, right? They want to be able to connect on some type of human level. And so if you can just focus on, how can I actually serve a specific group of people? How can I connect with them? How can I help them? And then how can I inform them? The sales will flood in. And so many people, they're so sales that they forget they need to connect with people and they turn people off. So it's social media, you really have to have an element in there of relatability. And so that's the biggest mistake I see people making is they're just like they turn into walking talking advertisement and then they wonder like why they can't make.
Right, because they're repelling people. Maybe they don't even realize it, but they're
Mhm.
repelling people. And one of the things I've always said is like people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And
Mhm.
too many people are going at it from the, from the sales perspective. However, what you've just shared is key. And that is, really being of service. But to a lot of entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, they might say, but that sounds like it's going to take a lot of time. That sounds like it's going to take a lot of effort. And they might not be willing to do that, or, they need to be making money now. Do
Yeah.
you encounter that with the people that you help as well?
I do, and it's really I know everyone talks about mindset, but that's really the reality of whatever you're doing, whether it's online or offline, right? And I would tell people that say that they don't have time or they don't want to make the effort, well, then you don't have time to make the money, right? Like really, it's that simple. So if and this is the thing, people feel like it's a lot of time. I have clients who start at $0 and within 6 weeks they're making in between $5 to $10,000, and they have like under 500 followers. You know what I mean? So if you're willing to put in the time and the effort and build a relationship, because that's really what this is about, right? Whether you're doing business online or you're doing business offline, it's all about a relationship with your customer or with your potential customers. If you're willing to put in that effort and nurture it, you're going to get a return. If that's something that you don't want to do, then maybe you need to go and learn how to trade stocks or, get into real estate or something. You need to find something that's not forward facing with the public.
You're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
I love what you're sharing. Now, in terms of social media, what platforms, it could be all of them, or what platforms are you really, really wholly concentrated on right now in terms of where people can get the most, again, relationship building opportunities for themselves?
So I'll say relationship and conversion out of any of the social media platforms that I've ever been on. I've never seen anything like TikTok. The closest that resembles it to me is maybe Periscope, and Periscope doesn't exist
Okay.
anymore.
Mhm.
But as far as like the community and the conversion time, so on your other social media platforms, it takes anywhere I'll say between 14 to 21 days on average to convert someone from learning that you exist into wanting to participate with you through purchase in some format. TikTok, literally, it is hours. Like if you're posting 4 times a day and people are getting to meet the authentic you, TikTok, there's a big pushback against like these heavily curated platforms and lifestyles like what you see on Instagram and Facebook. TikTok, people want to know like who are you? What do you do? They want to know about your opinions and your thoughts on things, and they want to know how you help people. So I would say TikTok is first. And what I love about TikTok is it's really easy to build your community because you can get people on TikTok to come into your text community. You can get them to come to your Discord. You can get them to follow you on YouTube. My second platform is as far as longevity, I would say YouTube because there's still no other platform that pays its creators as well as YouTube pay goods
Agreed.
creators. And your content is going to live on and on and on and on forever and forever and forever. I have YouTube videos that are like 8 or 9 years old, and I literally still have people, they'll come and find me on Instagram and they say, hey, I seen this YouTube video. And I'm like, oh my God, it's 9 years old. But like literally once a week, somebody's still popping up from an old YouTube video. And YouTube is one of the few platforms, if you're getting somewhere around 1 million views or so a month, like you're making in between $6,000 to $8,000 just from views. You don't have to have a brand deal. You don't have to have an endorsement deal. You don't actually have to have some type of product or offer that you're giving yourself. So I really like the idea of people utilizing their YouTube page in some aspect. And you may not have to jump right into it, but I do think that should be in everyone's model, eventually, of how you want to deliver content there, even if it's just taking some of your older content and repurposing it so it has, a home, because you kind of never know when it's going to catch on, and it's going to be your moment. And
I
then
think
go ahead.
I agree with you with YouTube too, because I mean, I have a channel. I have, I don't know, hundreds of videos there. I have some, I have 2.5 million video views. And it does happen where people see videos from before. It could be years ago, and they reach out to you and then they start a conversation. You just never know when that will happen. It could be a short period of time or a long period of time, but it does definitely work. You mentioned though about the YouTube partner program, which is how you get paid by YouTube. And that is a model for some people. Do you subscribe to any one model more than another in order to get people to that elusive, milestone 6-figure mark, and then more importantly, 7 and beyond? Is that they're selling their own products and services, or do you subscribe to the idea? Well, no, it could vary. It could be an affiliate situation. It could be your own products. It could be YouTube partner, other ways that you can commission based type of scenarios.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain stream? You're like, no, I really specialize in this and recommend this particular business model.
There are two models that I specialize in. So I'll be honest, like it can vary. It definitely can vary. But as far as like consistent revenue that's coming in, and I feel like something you have more control over, because I love people selling their own products and services. I love people putting out their own offers, because at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about if a brand deal falls through. Now you don't have any money. If your channel is demonetized, now you can't pay your bills, right? I see those things as icing on the cake. I never ever started with the goal of, I want to get paid, right, from partnership programs through these companies. Is it nice, that I get a little extra $10,000 or $12,000 a month from Facebook? Yeah. But at the same time, that's not where the crux of my income comes from. It comes from me moving my own products. And I'm very fortunate in the aspect that, I've been able to sell millions of dollars in physical products. I've been able to sell millions of dollars in services. I've been able to sell millions of dollars in digital products, right? So I'm always wanting my clients to have of offer that is theirs, right? That they can control the distribution of, and that they can get out. And even if I have clients and they have physical products, I still encourage them to create some type of digital product along with that.
I think that's a huge opportunity, and that's, I think, the dream that a lot of people have, right? They get into online entrepreneurship because they want to have passive income. They hear that term being thrown around a lot, and you
Oh
know,
God,
passive
yeah,
income.
look, we don't even
We just
have
want to
time to get
simply,
into the thing.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
look,
Like,
I'm here for, but I hate that so many do. They're like passive income, and I'm like, no, like let's just like I just want to keep it funky. We got to keep it 100. When you are online creating content, you're doing videos, you're putting out your ebooks, you are, coming out with concepts for whatever your drop shipping story is, that is not passive. That is active income. Passive income, for instance, like I have iBunds and I have insurance policies that I put, money into. I have land preservations, right? They're making me money and I'm not doing anything. There are certain people that I partner with in real estate, and I just give them the money, they do the flips, and they bring me back a return. That's passive. Passive means you're not doing anything. You got it started and it's back there doing its own thing. This is active income, and I want to make sure to dispel that, because I feel that's where a lot of people's frustration comes from, right? Mentally, they go into here thinking like, oh, this is going to be easy. I'm not going to have to put too much time in it. I don't have to make that much effort. That is a lie. Until you get to the point where you have a team, you're going to be putting in a lot of sweat equity. Like, that's just the truth. And I tell people all the time, either you got to put in the financial equity, that fiat, or you got to put in time equity and sweat equity. It doesn't come, you know what I mean, without some type of investment that's there. And realistically, do I have hundreds of clients, that have under 1,000 followers and they are making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month, but they work, you know what I mean? They take time to plot out their content. They take time to respond to comments. They take time to return DMs. They take time to build out funnels because they don't have $20,000 or $25,000 to pay someone to come in and build the funnel, right? So I'm like, hey, I'll teach you. This is how you set up your emails. This is how you set in your opt-in page. This is how you set up your autoresponders. This is what I'll show you. But they take sometimes 2 or 3 weeks if they're turning and doing this so that they can create the income for themselves.
Yeah, agree. If you have more time than money, then spend time, sweat
Yeah.
equity, as you put it. I wanted to ask you about systems. How much of a believer are you in having systems that are automating not all, but maybe some parts of what you're doing to build your 6-figure, 7-figure business?
Is necessary. Like, we're all humans. And I feel like most people watch this probably have a 9 to 5 already. You have to rely on automation to some extent. With this model where people are like 100% automation, because then you lose the humanity, and because you're not connected to your audience, you don't have the ability to listen to them, and so you're not going to know what language to use, right? That's going to help convert. You're not going to know when there's a opportunity for new profit. But delivery of your products absolutely should be automated. I do believe everybody should have some type of automated mechanisms to get people to join their communities. I don't think it's anything wrong with automating 1 or 2 posts a day on your platform, so that way you can ensure that something is being put up there, right? Because everyone doesn't have the ability to have a team that can come and post and comment for them and check the DMs, right? It's absolutely pertinent that if you have a physical product, a service-based, a digital, I don't care if you're trying to make some type of money online, you need to have some type of automated system for follow-up that's built in, because we don't have the time to do the follow-up. And I know it's like an old adage where they say the fortune is in the follow-up, but it is so true. So like, if you have it set up when someone purchases something from you, that an email goes out or a text message goes out and it says, hey, thank you for grabbing this product or this thing. Have you had time to get started with it? Have you had time to try it, to use it? Do you have any questions about it? If so, reply to this email, respond to this text. That's the easiest way ever to be able to upsell or cross-sell a client, or just provide amazing service. And when that client runs out of whatever it is, they're going to come back and want a refill from you. Or when they're ready for the next step, they may come and hire you as a coach or consultant. I have people that started with me with $7 products, and now they're paying $160,000 and $170,000 a year to work with me as a consultant, because we've been able to build out. But that's because I've always, developed the relationship. So I would definitely say automate your follow-up, at least the initial contact with the clients, so that way you have the ability to really come and stand in the gap. And it's also a great opportunity. If your product is trash, you can get the feedback and be able to correct
Exactly.
it.
I was just having a chat with, I have an automation specialist who works with me on certain aspects of what we do with profitable podcasting. And we had that discussion today, and she gave me a great solution. And that was to create an automated way for me to be notified every week through my Airtable database of the clients that we have in the program and which ones might not have reached certain milestones.
Yeah.
And so just things like that can be really helpful, so that now I'm being fed that information, let's say every Sunday or whatever channel or schedule I choose, and I can see and keep track of and follow up with what those students are doing. It could be prospect students. I mean, any number of scenarios could play out there. What I want to do now, Ashley, is transition to this idea of like how you actually can make money with 1,000 followers or less. We used the YouTube example earlier. You need to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers to be part of the YouTube partner program, and 4,000 hours of watch time, etc. So that might not be a solution in this case. But how can people actually make money with 1,000 followers or less?
Yeah. So there are the 4 major ones that the majority of my clients that are 6 and 7 figure earners pretty much, I would say like 90% of us follow this. I have that 10% of outliers. We're doing something totally different with them, but 90% of people are going to be able to benefit from either one. Affiliate deals. So if you have under 1,000 followers, you're going to need to be pretty selective about the affiliate that you're working with. So whether it is a course or a high ticket item, some type of program, but if there's something that you get great results with and you love it and you've had positive experience with it, be an affiliate, right? We have people that are affiliates of my Instacoin program, and for every new person that they bring in, like those people are making in between $400 and $700 a person. So I have people that's literally, they're like, nope, they're like, I just market your program. It does great by me. I'm making $12,000, $13,000 a month. It's awesome, right? So I would say with an affiliate, you pick a program that is going to pay enough of a commission, that you actually can create some good income from if you have a smaller following. My second way that I love making money is curation accounts. This is for all of our shy and introverted people. You can make so much money just by being a resource. You don't actually have to create the content. You just give credit to the content creator. And so let's say you really love green apples, right? And you're going to have the hottest page on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube all about green apples. And you're going to give green apple commentary. And when people create content or do cool things with green apples, maybe they turn them into skin mask, or they make green apple pie or green apple hair wash or whatever, here you are with all of the information, and you don't have to create it. You just scour around the internet looking for the best of the best information. So a real life application, maybe you love music, but you don't play an instrument and you're a terrible singer, but you love to hear beautiful voices, right? So you go and you just start finding clips of all these people from all over the world with amazing voices, and you put them there. And what it does is you can now create a space so you can make advertiser money. And also you can charge for people to be featured on this. Third way, we have a lot of people that have under 1,000 followers make money is from actual user generated content. And so a lot of brands, big brands have trouble connecting to the audience. They aren't as close as you are, so they don't really know, kind of what the immediate desires are or pain points. So creating content that company to be relatable, you can create that content and you can go and sell it to the company, and the company will pay you in between $500 and $2,500 just for the rights to use your content. So now they may use that content in ads, they may use that content on their page, they may put that content inside of emails, but you have to think about it. It's great for them because they normally have to pay in-house, right, marketers and people to create campaigns, and you're here creating content that's relevant that they can use and make lots of money with. And so a lot of people don't really understand that that's a very, very viable revenue to make money online, and you don't need a lot of followers. You just need to be good at making content. And then the fourth way, which is my favorite, if you have your own offer, right? Whatever that is, we need to be super niche down. You don't need to talk to everyone. You just need to talk specifically to your audience. And I tell people to think about Donald Trump. Like, it doesn't matter if you agree with his policies or if you think he was a great president or not. One thing that everyone can agree on, Donald Trump spoke specifically to his niche. He spoke specifically to his audience. He did not care what anybody else had to say or think. If that, he was like, hey, I'm not here for y'all. I'm here for them. And I tell people, you gotta trump that thing out. So you gotta figure out, who is this group of people that you serve? There should really only be 1 to 3 niches that you're serving. When you're like, oh, I serve these 10 groups of people, I can already tell you you're off the mark. It should not be over. People are going to have 1 to 2 groups of people that they serve. You're looking for an age range that's going to be somewhere in between 10 to 15 years. Not to say that you can't have outliers, right? But primarily because there are different things that, we're going to use a woman as an example. A woman in her early 20s has a totally different life experience and goals than a woman in her 40s, right? And even though both of those ladies can use the same product, they're going to use it in different ways, and they have different reasons and different motivations for it, right? So you're going to figure out what's the group of people that you serve. Some products or services are gender specific, some are not. But age is going to be a big determining factor in the language that you use to speak to them, the colors, the images that are going to catch their attention. Right? Once we get figured out, what are three of the frequently asked questions they have, and what are three big pain points that they're dealing with. All of your content will focus around that when it comes to business. So 80% of your content is going to be about those things, because when they see your content, they need to feel like you're talking to me, right? I just had that conversation with my friend. Oh, I was just talking to my mom about this. I was just thinking this the other day, and here's this person with the answer or the solution, or they provided a space for me to go and find other people that I can connect with these areas. The next thing, you have to have some type of text messaging system. Yeah, we need email so we can get more detail, but you really need text messaging, because like the bounce rate is less, and 80% of people under the age of 45 have their phone with them almost constantly. So we're going to get a text messaging system so we can communicate with people outside of social media. So if you're having a discovery call day, if you're having a demo day, if you have a new product you want to release, if you're pulling up in somebody's city, you got to be able to connect with these people outside of social media and say, hey, here's the thing. And then the next part of that, the pricing of the product. Okay, some of you guys are going to have like risks and services, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I would highly encourage you to come up with something that's on a lower tier, because a lot of times people are going to want to start with that smaller priced item because they just want to temperature check you. They want to make sure they got some type of value for their dollar. But realistically, let's say you have 1,000 like really engaged followers, and they love you and they're about you, and they just love what you're doing. Well, let's say our first offer to them is like something they can get for $10, right? Anybody that do that, that's less than what they spend on lunch. Well, if they found value in it, then they're going to come back, and now you can sell them something. Maybe this next package is $29.99, right? So now you've made a magical $40 off of these people, but you're working your way up. When you think about that, 40 times 1,000, right? That's $40,000. And then maybe we're going to put together a really cool bundle for the holiday time, right? Black Friday is coming up. So we're going to put together a really awesome bundle, and they're going to be able to get this for like, we're going to say $79.99 is the base level, and $199 is like the elite version of this. Guaranteed, if they enjoyed your $10 thing, if they enjoyed your $29.99, whatever it was, they're not going to have a problem dropping $79 or $199, because they already know, like, and trust you, and they know that they're going to get value for money. Congratulations, you have now crossed the $1,000 mark, right? And then we can put together some type of holiday special or Merry Christmas gift. And I like to do that for my clients. I'll sell something for $1 or $5, and then it'll have an order bump on it that's $49 or $50. And literally, I'm making $25,000 or $30,000 in a day from a $1 product. So it's a lot easier than people think. You just have to have some type of strategy behind it, and you have to understand you're building a relationship with people over time, right? People get discouraged because they come right out the gate trying to sell all of this stuff. Well, no one knows you yet. They haven't had any experiences with you, and you have to create the opportunity for someone to have an experience with you, a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this. And the foundation of all of this is still building relationships,
Yeah.
which brings us back to the beginning of this conversation, right? What kind of relationships and how much time are you investing in actually being social? Be social on social media. It's not called selling media, it's called social for a reason. But
Mhm.
use it that way, and you can, in a very elegant and I believe more authentic way, could lead to sales, because you're actually selling. In this case, is selling a service, and
Yeah.
you're serving people.
Yeah,
It's
and I
really
have
wonderful.
clients that have a smaller following. Like they have 500, 600 followers, and they offer a service. Like maybe they do social media management, because a lot
Yeah.
of people don't have time. Or maybe they will like build your website or your Shopify store or something like that for you. And so they are charging in between $1,000 and $3,000 for these services. And when you have something that's a higher ticket price, well, your goal is just to get 3 clients that month. You know what I mean? You got 3 clients, and you made somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 that month. So it depends, but I normally tell people like have both, have that higher ticket item and that done for you service, but then also have these lower ticket, like products, whether they're physical or digital, or lower ticket services where people can participate with you.
Yeah, I've always been more of a proponent of the higher ticket thing because I like the high touch. I like being able to guide
Yeah.
people and support them through a process of whatever it is that we're doing. But to your point, you can also, and your recommendation is to have something that is more accessible so that we can have there's no barrier to entry at
Yeah.
that point, that you can actually engage with that person. And like you said, they might want to test you out and see, is this the real deal? Do I like the way that this person teaches or shares, or however it may be? So
Yeah.
it's
And
really powerful.
I
Mhm.
had to come up with something because, of course, I started, at one of the top agencies in the country. And this is the reality of the situation. Everybody doesn't have $150,000 or $250,000 to have me come in as a consultant and build out their systems and do all these audits. But there's so many amazingly talented people that if you show them how, if you give them the recipe to bake the cake, they're gonna bake a pretty good cake. So I started trying to figure out, how do I create these courses? How do I create these trainings? How do I create these modules in these series so that someone who may not be in the position where they can pay me $180,000 to come and consult with them for 12 months, but they're like, hey, I don't have 180,000, but I have $80, and I really am trying to, change my life. I'm really trying to go in a positive direction. So I started creating these really, I guess we call them like micro trainings and micro classes. And, we've had so many clients that have had fantastic results with them. And they just kept asking me to do more of them. So I said, oh, y'all got it. And it's really fulfilling to me to get emails from people and DMs. And they're like, hey, when I met you, I was homeless. Or when you came across my screen, I was on the verge of getting evicted. I've been able to save my house. My family's in a better community. Or I've been trying to get my business off the ground for 3 or 4 years. And I learned more from you, during these trainings. And look, I just made $10,000 this month, or we made $20,000 this month. I love that stuff. So I love the ability of being able to, of course, do the customization and the personalization and the touch and holding people's hands. But I also love the fact that there are like thousands of people that are out here now that they got a $27 something from me, or $97, and it allowed them to be able to generate income for themselves. So I really love that. And now I do everything from the mindset and manifestation trainings all the way to the beginning stages of how you actually market yourself online. So it's really, really great. And I think sometimes we forget that there's a huge amount of people, they want to support us in some way, right? And they may not be able to do it through our core offer or through our primary product, but this is a way that we can also be a positive impact in their lives as well.
I know you seem like someone who is just has a really big heart and wants to pay it
Yeah.
forward. You've reached some big levels of success on your own, and now this idea of giving back has actually led you to what you're talking about today, which is a realization that, hey, these lower tiered offers can really help move the needle for people, and that really aligns with the service mindset that you have. And so on that note, I'd love for you to tell people about the webinar that you have coming up, and I'll show it on the screen
Yeah.
and they can go
Okay.
learn
So
more about it.
yes, I'm so excited, you guys. Y'all go over to Plan with Ashley Ann. So there's so much misinformation out here in these social media streets, y'all, about how to make money. It makes my heart hurt every time I see some story about someone getting scammed or taken, or they've given their last trying to put themselves in a better situation. So I'm doing this series of trainings for free. I try and do a training at least once a month. And it's a very intense training, you guys. This is not like some 40 to 60 minute, webinar full of fluff. This is actually real training. And so I break down the softwares you need, the systems you need, how you put them together, how you start the process of making money with your phone and your fingertips. So you're going to need to give me somewhere in between 3 to 4 hours. I also try my best to answer as many questions as I can at the end. So sometimes I spend 2 hours just in Q&A, just trying to answer all the questions that we can get answered, because there's a lot of new information for people. So y'all go over, sign up. It's 100% free. I'm not going to ask you for any credit card, anything like that. I just want to do I want to try and reach as many people as possible and getting accurate information out there so that you guys can be empowered to actually take the steps that you need to take so that you can make money doing things that you're passionate about or that you feel like you're called or on purpose for. And I will say this, everyone, especially if we need more than one stream of income. Okay. I'm not saying everyone needs to run out and become a full-time entrepreneur, but everybody needs multiple streams of income.
Agreed. Planwithashlyann.com is where you can register for the webinar. I'm so glad that your team reached out to me to have you on the show, because I've been excited about talking about this with you just because you have such a record of success behind you. I've helped over 11,000 people create, 6 and 7 figure businesses. I mean, this is the real deal. And I love that you shared these resources with us today and these insights on how people with small followings can actually still make money on social media. One last thing before you go. I want to know, what is a tip, tool, tactic, or technique that's helping you market for the year we live in? I have a little thing that I do. I'm a big Prince fan, so stop
Me
marketing.
too.
Oh, really? Stop marketing like it's
My dad was a
1999.
special Prince star
Oh,
girl. Like, I know, like even songs that like not popular. I know all of them. People look
me
at them.
too.
I'm like, how do you know? I love Prince. I
Me
love
too.
Prince.
Ashley, we'll have to do another episode that's just all about Prince. It has nothing to do with business at all.
Yes, and I will come dressed in my best purple. Okay.
Sweet. Okay, good. I love it. What is wait, just a real quick story. I actually danced on stage with Prince at a sold out concert in Toronto years
Oh
ago.
my
Years
God.
ago. It was the most thrilling thing ever. Anyway,
Yes, that
love
is
it.
amazing.
What is a tip, tool, tactic, or technique that you'd like to share with the audience to leave them with today? Something that could be an app, it could be a tool, it could be anything that you want to share.
Yes. So when we say stop marketing like it's 1999, y'all stop cold calling. I even get cold DMs, just random people messaging me, "Hey, buy this, check out my page, follow this," or if you can take a few minutes to watch this video, stop that, y'all. It does not work. Okay. There are 2 apps. Now my favorite is it's Text 180. They provide short codes. So you can tell people, text the word to 242424 or whatever your code is. That's one of the easiest, fastest ways that you can build up your list. And then because people are familiar with you, they are going to be absolutely, positively, 100% excited, right, to like click your links or go to your emails or come to your live events or whatever it is. And then the second option is community. Now, I will be honest, the downfall with community is that you have to put in a couple of extra steps to be able to collect the information, because community is not going to give you the phone number, right? They're trying to be the middleman, so you never leave.
I've tried it. I did use it for, I was using it maybe for 4 months, and then I ended up letting it go because it just wasn't working for me personally. But I
Yeah.
think it is a powerful platform.
Yeah, I think it's good when you're starting off, but it's really easy. You just, when people sign up with your keyword, you just send back a link to say, "Hey, you're one step away from your free stuff. Just click this link so you can get their name, their email, and their phone number, so you have it in your own database." And I like it because it's all having an app. Now, if I could go way back, turn back the hands of time, oh, I wish I would have built an app like 12 years ago. I really do. I don't have a lot of regrets, but that's here or there. So I think it's a good place to start, though. In community, you can hyper segment. So if you just want to message your people that live in Texas, you just send a text to people that live in Texas. If you just want to text people that are in between 22 and 26, or you just want to text the moms on the app, you can do that. And what I do like about it is it tells me when everyone's birthday is. So I'm always able to reach out and send birthday gifts to my Kingdom members. So I really love being able to do that. And they're always surprised. They're like, "Oh my God, you sent me a birthday gift." And I'm like, "Heck yeah." So I think it's a good place to start, and it's really reasonable. But Text 180 would be my preference, even though it's a little bit more expensive. Text 180 is my preference because you have the ability to keep your own data. And again, when people know you, they're more likely to open your emails, they're more likely to open your texts, and they're more likely to buy your stuff.
Yes, it's brilliant. I love it. Great resources. Love that you came on the show today to share. And I have a feeling we'll be chatting again because you've just shared so much gold here on the show today. And we really appreciate you coming in, King Ashley Ann.
Thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed being here so much. And hey to everybody in the comments. I've been trying to like not get too distracted. I'm over here looking at the comments, but I'm really happy to meet all of you guys, and I hope y'all can make some time to come to the training on Sunday. Promise it'll be worth your while. It's normally a training I charge about $5,000 for, and we're doing it for free because I need to make sure that you guys can get out here and make this money with your phone and your fingertips.
Sweet. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for